so much. Thank you for being here. I really like that. I always get excited when I talk about the language that I speak, and I get sad when I'm not teaching it. You know, it's like there was a summer during the pandemic where I thought that I was not going to teach, so I got sad. I don't know why, but I think that when I wake up, I think in Maya. And then I start to think in Spanish, and then I think in English. And then some of the structures that I use in English are more Mayan, so people don't understand me, and then I switch. And then it's like after 9 p.m. I can pick a fight like easily because I don't understand things. And it's like my brain is in Maya, right? It's like I don't understand like at some point, yeah. But it's really important for me to say that because I want to be seen as a human, as a person that also uses languages and learns it. And I'm passionate about learning and teaching. I was learning Purepecha, other indigenous language in Michoacan. So, but the one that I'm going to present now is the Maya language. It's spoken in the Yucatec Peninsula, but it's not just like it's not. Well, this is one of the landscapes that we can have in Valladolid, for example, in Valladolid, Yucatan. So you can see how people combine, like so just observing the dress, like she might come from the highlands of Chiapas, and they both are talking in Spanish, in a language talking about how they're selling their merchandise, and it's interesting how people are combining in this picture. You know, it's like languages in the same place, right? It's like dressing in different ways. But also that dressing is not just about that, right? It's like a language is not about dressing. A language is not about like an artifact. A language is about interacting and negotiating in languages. You know, it's like having a relationship, texting your girlfriend. You know, it's like that's like how you fall in love, how you like make food. It's a lot of things. It's not just about the colors, it's about that. It's also about decision, about being modern and non-modern, right? It's like this, my friend Rod was watching Friends, the TV show, like, and he was fixing the palm tree house where he was living, right? And then you can see like the ritual specialists not dressing in a certain way, but being the specialists of the traditional medicine there. It's like you can see like people like using the kind of the same dress that the other women we saw in the first picture. So and in the men looking like that, and people liking American food. That's my mom. I can show her face because like it's my mom, so I asked her for her permission. It's like she likes American food. She doesn't like traditional. She's that being non-traditional is traditional, right? Yeah. And so in Maya we have a way. This is something that I like to teach. But interacting in a language, interacting in Maya is not always about my name is, how are you, that's kind of invasive. That's not culturally appropriate. Because why? Because you are like opening yourself to be harmed, to be like object of witchcraft, like that was our belief. So, and then sometimes the formalities about teaching a language can like transgress people's experiences and interactions in different cultures, right? It's like the formality of a language or dominant languages are not formal in our languages. The informality of Maya is more formal in a certain way, if we say. So I'm just trying to switch some things here. So, for example, I want you to repeat with me this. Tene inkawai, then you say your name. Don't say my name. Tene inkawai Eddie. Okay. Tene inkawai. Okay. So as for my name is Eddie. Yeah, good. You can learn Maya. Yeah. King Kahtal Albuquerque. Yeah. Inkahale tusik. Yeah. Yanten 32 hapon. Oh, that was last year. Sorry about that. Yanten 32 hapon. Yeah. I'm 33 years old. In Maya, you possess the years, right? In English, you feed the years with your experience. So, different ways of seeing how, like, yo tengo, right? You possess it. Yeah. So, and then it's like, you can see the 32, like, that's very common in Maya, so we can mix Spanish with it, right? It's like, and, Kinshokik Anthropología. Okay. I study anthropology. Bishabeles. That means, how are you doing? Yeah. It can mean so many things. How are you? How are you holding up? Right? It's like, and yeah. And how do we greet in Maya? Yeah. So, yeah. That's the most formal thing you can hear. Like, well, among people. Right? So, yeah. And what's your name? Bishak Ava. So how do I say my name is? Yeah. Yeah. Teninkawa. Yeah. So this is the way that we can read in Maya. It's like, yeah. Or tu shakahal. Where do you come from? That's the first thing that we want to know. So we can start to scan you socially. Yeah, because people are associated with their villages, not entirely about like their individuality. Yeah. So, and then, so what is the name of that young man? Right? Bishuk Awale Shipalo. Yeah, I'm old. Yeah. Bishuk Awale Shipalo. Bishuk Awale Chupalo. Yeah. Yeah. It's like some of the ways that we can read in Maya. So to go Maya or Mayan, right? Maya is the language. Mayan is the whole family of languages. This is the Mayan languages. Maya is for people, for the language, right? Yeah. The problem that we have sometimes is that we think that we tend to adjectivize things, like in following the pattern in English, like Mexican, German, Ecuadorian, like that and at the end, and then we think that Mayan is the right thing. Yeah, but it's just Maya. Yeah, yeah, it's just like, yeah. And so that's what basically, well, Maya language is spoken by a lot of people. They are not deaf. You see, they are eating like American food. They're watching Friends. They're like they're here though. Like they're in San Pancho, California, right? It's like in San Pancho, California, there's a lot of Mayeros there. There is actually a park that is named Inchancajal Park. My Little Village Park. They won that contest of naming that park. They were loved. There is a special day for the Yucatec Maya in perhaps a couple more in New Mexico. Yeah, like now. We're forming. We're forming more. And there's like, it's also a sign language. You see that? It's not just a spoken. A language is not something that is just spoken. So by learning Maya, you can identify so many things. Like you can go into like and learn the sign language. So what is this? So it's like, look at that. Like how yeah. Actually, they don't fly like that. They're aerodynamically, they're just a mess. So yeah, because their wings are so small to hold their bodies up. And that's interesting, you know, it's like, and when you like talk about birds or something, you use it in a different way. So you have very specificities in the language. So you have miel. Oh, this is leche. How does that look familiar to you? Like, yeah. Milking, yeah. Maybe not just the cow, also the way that the breastfeeding, yeah, because and colors. So, but yeah, so we have Maya as a sign language too. So what do we want to know? Like, we have an alphabet. As people have like a morphology in sign language, we have an alphabet. The alphabet that we follow is the same that is similar to the Latin one. So we have to just like create different sounds, different patterns to make this more accessible. So we have all of these vowels, yeah, and then we have all of these consonants. Little bit weird sounds. So I'm going to make an exercise now. Like, we're going to put the in the front and before and in the front. Like up yeah. So that if you're learning a language, this is interesting. You can use the and then the consonant that you cannot pronounce, and then you can practice it. So See, but if I ask you to pronounce a word, it's not, because your articulatory system is not familiar with that sound. Right? You guys are learning. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, interesting something about mine a lot, as you see in other languages, right? Like, we have aspects, we have reported speech, we have sounds, we have vocabulary. Like we're going really fast. So like in Maya, for example, we don't just with the contact with the Spanish, we can understand like certain structures, and it's good. But we have something very specific. Like, for example, what is an aspect? You have a photo, like this is the way that I can explain it. Some people might think that I'm wrong, but yeah. So you have a photo. A photo is more static, right? It's like you can talk about that photo as in the present, as in the past, or as in the future, right? So you can place it in different ways. But if you see the aspect is more like a GIF. You know, it's like an ongoing action. Like, you're too young to understand that. Like the vines. Have you, like, yeah, okay. So the vines were crucial in my, when I was young. Because like you could have, like, it was a cycle. It was not a cycle, but it was more like a process. So this is the way that we can understand Maya, for example. So you do it. I will do the action of it. So I'm doing the action of eating. So I finished doing the action of eating. So this is very stable. The only thing that is changing is this. That's why I said that Maya is a little bit easier than Spanish for me to teach it and for me to learn it. So you have the aspect, and then it's like you have certain tenses in Maya. Like, for example, like I ate. That's common. I ate. I saw. Like, yeah. But you have this system. Do you have some questions about that wordness that I have here? So, and that's the way that we can use it. And it's sometimes difficult because we have not just the 3 of this. We have like 40, 50, 20 of this. That's the most difficult. Like everyone is like every single piece has a lot of meaning. So reporting speech, in reported speech in Maya, in English is she said, he said, I was like, right? Like, yeah? I thought that, right? That's a kind of way of reporting speech and experiences. In Maya, you have a very complex system. You have three, for example. The key one is like, she said this exactly, or it was like, right? So you can report like so many things through this. And this being is used as it is said according to, supposedly, reportedly, allegedly, you might go, right? For example. So this is very complex in a way that these devices are used to structure the stories in Maya. It's like when you're rapping, okay, what do you have like in the, is the punchline, right? You're in a freestyle. So in the freestyle, the rule is that if you have a punchline, you gotta throw it. Like it's like when you're boxing, it's like you have the combination, that combo, right? It's like, and then some of these devices work in a cohesive way to make the narrative more credible. Like when you write a paper, you cannot write a paper without saying, Eddie said this, like, oh, this author said this. Like, you don't have any authority in your paper. The only, like, and it's like in the chisme, when you're gossiping, you have to make it more believable. Walking yesterday in the central, this person was like, oh my God. You know, it's like, you make it more realistic, more like, and then you have these devices to make it more credible. And that's what I like from it. So, and what was this? So, and then we have people writing songs, modern songs in this. Like this is from my friend, and they just made it. This is a type of reggae and rock, and they have a fusion in trying to use like or to showcase their community in a sense that they are like that they're promoting the language, but it's a language that is not more like that artificial. You know, I always talk about this because making language artificial are not reviving them, are not revitalizing them. Creating, for example, a vocabulary that is not understandable actually leave out the members of the community of speakers. Like it's like me, I don't know, coming here and imposing good day. What does that mean? What does that mean?
Well, I guess you can use good day, but in fact it's common, right?
Yeah.
It's a literal translation, I think.
Yeah.
Buen dia. No?
The buen dia, yeah. Yeah, it's the same that people are doing in the formal education of people in the Maya. Creating this type of formality, you know, it's like, yeah. And making it like non-accessible for the languages of other speakers. And that's cool, right? Like it's like us when we come here from high school and we don't have the academic language and you're lost in a class of philosophy or something like that. In your first day, you're like, what is that professor talking about? Like, that language is not accessible for me. I can't understand it. And it's like, you get used to it. That language is being regimented in the context, you know, like forced, imposed, in a way. We normalize it because we want to be educated. Like, we normalize also but it's difficult to see songs like this, talking about their villages, showing their villages, like, thinking Catholically, because it's what they think. It's what we think. We're not that ancient. right? It's like, and then it's like when you say Kitchkel and Yum, you're just not talking about the gods of the rain, the gods of the we're talking about that one God, yeah, and it's there. You cannot deny the fact that there are words in Spanish that Maya has changed a lot, right? It's like, and we have to walk with it. We have to live with it. We have to just make it useful, and it's useful actually. That's why you have that number of almost like 800,000 of speakers. Like actually, the ones living in San Francisco are not being counted. The ones living in Texas are not being counted. The ones living in Oregon are not being counted. How many of Maya speakers we have? So this is like, so you can actually, by studying Maya or learning Maya, you can actually get involved in the understanding, not just in the structure of language, but also how music is changing, how the culture is changing, what are the projects or what are the new careers that people from the Maya villages are trying to create to make their lives better, right? It's like there are a lot of engineering, there are a lot of computational scientists there, a lot of them. Some of them are working in different projects, but so is by studying Maya, you're not just learning the structure of the language. You're just not learning this. This is what we learn in school. If you are dying, what would you like? Would you use like if you're at risk, which of these options would you use?
Risk, you said?
Yeah. Right. None of them. So, danger, red, yeah. But actually, this is what we're being taught. Colors. It's more important like to say, I'm hungry, I'm thirsty, I want this, I want this. Like, I was going there. I'm sorry. Yeah, I was going there. So, but this is important to learn. But it's important for what reasons we need this? And then it's like, it's not this. The Maya is not just this, right? It's like, and that's why I say it's like, when we learn Maya, we're opening a new world. We're opening like a new understanding of people, of a collective being, yeah, and actually a variety of ways of being. Because when we talk about Maya, when we talk about culture, we tend to exclude the Christians. We tend to exclude the Maya Presbyterians. We tend to exclude them. But we have to understand them like actually separately, right? Because, yeah, what are the roles? What are the agencies in reproducing and giving this language the continuity and the vitality? So, there are a lot of aspects of the Maya culture that we can study, that diversity that is key, but something that is funny to understand is how to describe the word. So this is one of my mom's translations, like neologisms. She, like I was showing like that, like flat runner, and she's like, oh, Alcapchich. We don't have something like that. But she named it, yes. The bird that runs. Yeah. So we don't have one like that. Yeah, Alcapchich. So and then we have beg or. What is it? Yeah, that's Miss. Cash. Yeah, cash. Correct those pictures. And this egg and cheech. Miss. Yetelwakash. Yeah. Behind this, there's more about the language. behind this, there are a lot of activities, there are like a lot of stories, a lot of narrations, like storytelling and people living, right? Like this is what Maya is about. Like we can explore this, right? And that's the immediate context, and I like it. So how are you like then? So say something in Maya. Inwalak means my domestic animal. So this is the way that we codify. We codify, like we codify the experience. So Inwalak is a type of animal. Alak is a domestic animal. So do you have an animal?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. How would you have said then?
Inwalak means?
Inwalak means. Okay. You, Julian?
Inwalak. Pico. Pico.
Peko.
Peko.
Yeah. Inwalak peko. You, Julian?
Inwalak means.
You're rich.
Inwalak means?
Tej?
Inwalak pek o.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Inwalak means.
Yeah. Naturally. Okay.
Inwalak pek o.
Okay.
Inwalak peko.
Yeah. Inwalak peko. You have learned something. My pets. My dog. Like domesticated dogs. So in Maya, so you can, yeah. I had a pig. You know, so verbs in conjugation. This is very stable. So what's saying like you can learn something. You can take something home. So you can say koshok. Koshok is let's study to class. Koshok. Yeah? Koshhanal. Let's eat. Actually, there are many restaurants named with that. Koshana. Koshana. Yeah. Koshtzib. Let's write. Koshtzib. Yeah. And then taking walk on. Kosh to dance. Tanimbasha. I'm playing. I'm just kidding. Yeah. Talking tan, I finished talking. Kaning bing wenel. You might need this. You might need that one. Yeah, I'm done. I'm going to sleep. Yeah. So, okay, how to say and finish? Chembeyo. Yeah, if you're tired of someone talking to you in Maya, it's like, Chembe. That's, yeah. Actually, yeah. When people, like, okay is very clear. It's okay is done. Yeah. So, but all people were elders. So, my friend says that I speak one of them, like one of them. So I always do this. Like I didn't realize that I was cutting off someone. I was like, okay, malugtun in Maya. It's like malugtun is like okay. That implies, but yeah. Well then, okay, yeah. Well then, polite way to cut off someone. Yeah, actually was there. Malugtun. Yeah, malugtun. So you can say that now. So and then that's all. Cheleti. See, cheleti. This is the yeah. Cheleti. Yeah. Cheleti. Yeah. That's all. Cheleti. Questions about Maya? Cheleti. Well, I was finishing. I was finished with this. How to say that? Yeah. Do you have questions about the language? What?
Can we go back to the colors?
Sorry, let me. Sorry. Okay. So we have combinations. We have combinations. So sak is white. So if you mix it, what will be sak? White and black.
Gray.
Gray. Yeah, sak bosh.
It's like wash.
Yeah. And then you have chak, red. Yash, green. If you say chakiash,
Red, green.
Purple? What is that?
Yeah, I need to go back to it.
Yes.
I
Ready?
think
Huh?
it would be brown.
huh?
It's not pink.
Brown?
Pink,
No, it's not pink.
Brown?
Is that purple?
brown.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then you have an,
I did not.
yellow. Yeah. And then if you have chakan,
Orange.
orange.
Okay.
And then cho, blue. This is not in use anymore. We use it for that polvito to do laundry.
Oh.
Yeah, there is a blue polvito that we use to do laundry, and that's the only thing that we call cho, chancho. Yeah, some makes color pastel or pales. For example, some chak, kind of pink, sort of pink. Some yash, pale, you know. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so this is time for the questions. If you have questions, if you complaints, there's always that. We have to put that.
I have one question because you were saying something very interesting the first time we talked about colors. You said, as I understood it, that when you're teaching, when schools maybe or institutions are teaching Maya, the colors are not, shouldn't be as important as saying more fundamental things like I'm hungry or talking about more. You were asking, you know, why are we teaching this?
Yeah.
Are you suggesting that educational programs focus on more essential things than non-essential? You think that's an important part of pedagogy, a new pedagogy, like when teaching someone in the community, especially?
I'm suggesting that they're taken out of context, like teaching out of vocabulary out of context. We don't have internet. We don't have a lot of materials like in Spanish, like in English. You can go to YouTube. You can listen to a song, listen to colors and all of that. You can learn more, and they are more focused on teaching like these isolated vocabularies without the context. And sometimes it's just more practical and it's more meaningful to say Yucatec, for example. So you have a dog, you're learning whole phrase, you can use it. And you can put it in practice. You can make people understand you as if you say, I'm thirsty, I'm hungry, I want to go home, I'm tired.
Yeah, and it has more of an effect.
Yeah, I'm sick,
than saying, oh, that color is blue, right? Oh,
I
okay.
know how to say
nice,
blue
right?
in Maya. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's an important distinction because out of the whole universe of words in Maya, right? You're saying, let's focus on, for you at least, you're saying, it's might be more important to focus on more practical things that can socialize you even more, no?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. You have questions?
I was wondering with the colors, so you said yash is brown. Right. What if you do yash chak? Like if you do it, does it matter?
I can respond to that question, I'm sorry. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I use the colors as I know them in Spanish, mostly. Yeah, I mix them here. So, yeah, I cannot respond to that question. But actually, there's a whole literature about colors in the world. Focused on the linguistic relativism of configuring colors. Not just in Maya, but in different languages. yeah, that's the only thing that I can say. But I wouldn't know like what would be the combination. I was actually thinking about that. I should explain.
Yeah. You sent us a playlist of your favorite Mayan songs.
In Maya?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.